Welcome to Prague. So it's 9 p.m. and we're in Prague, capital of the Czech Republic, or Czechia as it's known, and we're going to have a few bars to see what it's like. So just wandering around in the old town, beautiful pink building, busy, busy, busy. Heading down here. There's Colin and Derek, my colleagues from Jakarta. Nicely lit little alleyway. So if you want to go and see some Czech concerts. Vivaldi, Beethoven. So we're in the main square, just beautiful buildings everywhere. Great church. Look how pretty this is. So we're just getting some of this, which I've got here. So what's it like then?
Good.
So the Czech Republic's famous for its absinthe, and I just bought it. And a bar dedicated to the stuff. Minimum alcohol content, 70%. But we're not going to do it. So it's the next morning here in Prague, and we've just come to a shopping mall, and I'm going to tell you about the money situation. So this is the beautiful Czech money, the korun. 500 is worth about £17.50, but when you get the money out here, any ATM that we found, you get charged a fortune. So if you get 2,000, which is worth about 70 quid, they charge you £80, so watch out for that charge. I am in the Jewish quarter, established in the 13th century. When Hitler came, he sent everyone to the concentration camps, but he kept the Jewish quarter as a museum to an extinct race. This is where we're heading, to the Wenceslas synagogue. There it is. And there's the famous beer thing going past. A bloke drives it, stag do pedals and drinks beer as they see the sights. The beer bike. So we've just moved a little bit further to the town hall, and the clock is special because it's got a clock face in the Roman and one in Hebrew, which goes the opposite direction. And this building is part of the Jewish Museum. It's a castle. Here I am in Prague's old market square, beautiful. Once a place of medieval trading and executions, now a place of tourism, which I'm part of it, of course. And this statue here shows a martyr who was executed, I think in the 1500s, and he was burnt at the stake, stripped naked, hands tied, neck with a chain round it, and then he was covered in straw and wood up to his neck and set on fire. Just wondering what all the pandas are about, and the bears. What is going on there? And that church is called the Church of Our Lady before Tin, spelt T-Y-N, if I've pronounced it correctly. Look at those towers. One of these street entertainers. That looks so effective. But I'm going to go and try to climb the town hall tower after I've shown you the astronomical clock. Here it is. Built in 1410, the third oldest in the world, but the oldest one currently in use. Yeah, how How good does that look? Well, I'm going to go up there. Right, let's go in. Let's see how much this costs. So that one ticket, 250 crown, which is about £8.50. Expensive. Nice traffic light system in operation, so you can climb up without people coming down. What a good idea. But I've fallen foul of it. So made it. Spires everywhere. Bit squashed. So I'm back on ground level. I'm just going to do a montage of the amazing buildings in this town square. Amazing are those buildings, but now I'm just heading back to the Astronomical Clock because I think something's going to happen. It's on the hour. So everyone's waiting in anticipation for this marvellous spectacle. Here we go. Is that worth it? Don't think so. So while I've been up the tower, Derek's been exploring. What have you found?
A wonderful sex machine museum.
Sex machine museum. Right, we might go into that then. He said it's over there somewhere. Here it is. Sets the tone. So 250 to get in, another £8. So this is the first time I've ever been in a sex machine museum. Okay. Bloody hell. This is a bit grim, isn't it? The contraption here was attached to like a teenage boy, and this bit was in his parents' bedroom, and if he started to get excited in the middle of the night, it would cause this to ring in his parents' room. Famous in the brothels of France, apparently. Steam powered. Tell you what, the mind boggles. Forerunner to the peep show. So in a marketplace, you'd pay, swipe it open, have a look inside at the woman. I don't want to even think about this one. This isn't too bad, is it? It's just an exercise bike. Hang on. Not exactly friendly looking. Such a weird museum. It's just an endless array of deprivation. Look at this. It's got an appropriate name. And something for the children. Father Christmas. Thankfully a bit of normality just to... Oh, hang on. Through there's the cinema. Suffice to say, I don't think we'll be going in to watch much of that. What's your verdict?
Interesting.
Yeah. So to clear our minds, we've come to a little gift area. And actually this market is far cheaper than the shops that you find. Everything seems to be about half the price. So this is where you come. And if you're in the market to buy some armour, this is the shop to do it. There's Derek posing in his suit. There you go. About £4,500. So we fought our way through the crowds to the Museum of Medieval Torture Instruments. £8 entry fee. Water torture. Look at that, down the tube. Hold his nose. Confess. I saw something very, very similar in a museum in Belgrade 2 weeks ago. You wouldn't want to be sitting on that, would you? The Spanish horse. This was known as the grill. But instead of sausages on it, it was a person being cooked. Here looks fairly in good spirits. I doubt that's what she'll be looking like with that happening to her, especially with those weights dangling from her ankles. So nowadays when you buy a postcard, it's a pretty town sort of scene, but this is what postcards looked like in Nuremberg from 1900. Send back to your relatives. Who really would have wanted to live in that time? So this is the start of the Charles Bridge, and you can see how many tourists there are. You can definitely see why Prague is the 4th most visited city in Europe. Look at all these people. And a great king statue. But over we go into the castle, passing the men with the snakes, the pythons. So the Charles Bridge is famous for its statues, but apparently they were all removed in the 1960s, and these are all replicas. The originals are in a museum somewhere, I read. This fabulous photograph or picture, we can't work out, of the royal castle. Hen do's and stag do's everywhere. Trying to work out what this one's about. So, at the other side, heading up towards the castle complex. So upwards and onwards. Look at this. So yeah, it's called St. Vitus Cathedral. Look at this whole square. As beautiful as Prague is, I can't help but feeling it's a bit of a tourist trap with the prices. This, 70 korun, which is about £2.50. Far too much. But it's not stopping the queues. The castle complex now is used as the presidential palace. Look at the grand entrance. So we just walked out of that entrance. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. And the view, looking good. Just fetching buildings everywhere. Good viewing point we found. Passing over, back over under the bridge, but you can see the Charles Bridge behind me there. It's good. So we're stopping at a Czech sausage stall. Look at these. Here we go, €6. Totally grand building. Prague abounds with buildings like this. The gold on there. So this square is called Jan Palach Square in Soviet times. It was called the Square of the Red Army Soldiers, and it was named, Jan Palach, after this student who set himself on fire in 1969 as a protest against Soviet rule. So they called the square after him. And now we're going to head to Wenceslas Square, yet another one of the famous squares of Prague. So come, we're going to get one of these things. Colin's got his, £5. Worth it? No. And if you walk just 2 minutes up the road, it's half the price. So this is Wenceslas Square, and there's like a competition set up here. If you grab onto that bar and last for 2 minutes, you win 1,500. This lad's doing it with his backpack on as well. What's he thinking? So he's done about a minute, he's halfway. People are clapping to keep him going, but he's struggling. So the building is a museum. Good one. So here's the final site, the Powder Gate. Built more as an attractive feature than an actual defensive structure. And this is just next to it. Grand buildings everywhere. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. So here I'm back at the hotel, which incidentally is about £65 per night. So, sightseeing over.